The Silent Climber. In a small village near the mountains, lived a quiet boy named Rohan. He was 15 years old, thin and shy. While other boys ran and played, Rohan would sit alone and look at the snow-covered mountains in the distance. One day, "I will climb that highest mountain," he whispered to himself every morning. His village was poor. People worked hard in the fields. Most of them never even thought about climbing a mountain. They believed such things were for rich or powerful people. But Rohan was different. He had no money, no guide, and no strong body. But he had something that no one else could see: a big dream. One day at school, the teacher asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "I want to climb Mount Kanli," Rohan replied softly. It was the tallest mountain nearby. The class burst into laughter. "You climb a mountain?" one boy shouted. "Look at your legs. You can't even run fast," another said. Rohan looked down and didn't say a word. But inside his heart, he held his dream even tighter. That night, his mother saw him staring at the stars. "What's on your mind, Rohan?" she asked. "I want to climb that mountain, Ma. Everyone laughs, but I know I can do it." She placed her hand on his head. "Then you must try, my son. Never stop believing." The next morning, Rohan woke up at 5 a.m. He put on his old shoes and started running toward the hills. He didn't go far, but he promised himself he would return the next day. Every morning, he trained, running, climbing small hills, lifting stones to build strength. Slowly, his body grew stronger. Villagers watched him with curiosity. "Why waste time?" they said. "Help your family in the fields." But Rohan continued. He trained in the morning, studied during the day, and worked in the evening. One day, an old man named Dinesh watched Rohan training. Dinesh was once a mountain guide. He had retired many years ago. "Why are you working so hard, boy?" he asked. "I want to climb Mount Kanli," Rohan replied. Dinesh smiled. "Then let me help you. But you must be serious." "I am," Rohan said with shining eyes. Dinesh taught Rohan about mountains, how to walk on ice, how to find the path, and how to breathe at high altitude. He also taught him mental strength. The mountain is not just outside, Rohan. It is also inside your mind. For 1 full year, Rohan trained harder than ever. He carried heavy loads, practiced climbing on rough rocks, and learned how to cook with little firewood. Sometimes he fell. Sometimes he cried. But he never quit. On his 17th birthday, Dinesh gave him an old but strong backpack. "It's time," he said. "You're ready?" Rohan stood at the base of Mount Kanli. It looked much bigger up close, tall, white, and silent. He looked back once. His village was far below, like a painting. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The first few days were fine. The sun was bright, the snow soft. But soon, it started getting colder, the path was slippery, and breathing became hard. He remembered Dinesh's words, "Don't rush. Respect the mountain." Each night, Rohan built a small tent, melted snow for water, and rested. His legs ached, his hands turned red, but he kept moving. On the 5th day, a snowstorm hit. Rohan couldn't see more than a few feet ahead. The cold was biting. He wrapped himself in his jacket and crawled into his tent. "I should go back," he thought. But then he remembered his mother's words, "Never stop believing." He waited for 2 days. The storm stopped. The sky cleared. And Rohan climbed again. He had one final stretch left, the steepest part. His breath was short. He took one step. Then another. Slowly. Carefully. Painfully. After hours of climbing, Rohan finally reached the top. He stood still, not moving. His eyes filled with tears. All around him were clouds, shining snow, and silence. The wind was cold, but his heart was warm. He pulled out a small flag with his village name and placed it in the snow. "I did it," he whispered. "I really did it." At that moment, he wasn't the poor boy from a small village. He was the boy who believed in his dream and made it come true. When Rohan returned to the village, people gathered around him. They could hardly believe it. The boy they had once laughed at had climbed the tallest mountain. The head of the village said, "Rohan, you have made us proud. You've shown that dreams do not need money, just courage and will." Children now looked up to him. Some even started training to climb. Rohan helped them, just like Dinesh had helped him. Rohan was invited to speak at schools and events. But his message was always simple: everyone has a mountain to climb. It may be school, family problems, or self-doubt. Don't wait for perfect shoes or perfect time. Just take the first step. Even if you are small, your dreams can be big. Moral of the story: your background doesn't decide your future, your belief does.